We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But we are concerned about irresponsible, one-sided news stories
plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has
extremely dangerous to our democracy.
What's going on? What's going on? All right, you know what time it is. You know what rhyme it is. I'm your gracious host, A6. We are live and direct, live in effect. What's good with everybody out there, man? We over here on the YouTube side of things, making it happen, of course. You already know how we do on Sunday nights, touching bases, getting on some of this information. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff happening this week. I pretty much this weekend got a chance to catch up. I'm getting through this book slowly but surely, still on it. But I'm getting through the joint right here. But this book has some information that's so astounding. I can't even talk about it on YouTube. A lot of information I read about, I cannot talk about online because they will pull the video and give me a strike. So I mean, you know, that's something we can talk about in the private. But the stuff I read in that book is really interesting, to say the least. We'll put it that way. You know, I highly recommend everybody go out there and get yourself a copy. Find out what's really happening in the medical world and with these shots and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Find out what's really going on, because at the end of the day, they're not telling us everything as usual. So, you know, it's always a good idea to know exactly what's going on behind the scenes, because they'll try to hide it from you as much as they can. But what's up with you guys, man? What's up with everybody? Who we got in the chat? Got 18 people watching. Civic Maker was good, man. They broke your perfect attendance score, man. You're going to have to start over. My man had he was 40 shows consistently here. You know what I mean? They got my man out of his element, but he making it back up. Civic Maker was good. King me what it is, man. How you feeling? Good to see you here. Alfonso, what's up? What's up? Law of the land, what it is, what it is. Nicole, what's up? Killer Cuddles, that's an interesting name. What's good, man? What up, Jared? What's up? What's up? My man Ugo in the house, what it is. Law of the land, what's up? What's up? What's up? The name of this book is Goodbye Germ Theory by Dr. William P. Trebbing. Very good read, man. Very good read. Highly recommend it. Man, I wish I could talk about it. He goes into detail about how you can prevent certain situations. You know what I'm saying? It's a very good book for any of us to have who want to know how to navigate. I still say if a majority of people actually read that book or even got the audio book before 2020 happened, it would have been a very short scenario. We'll put it that way. You know what I'm talking about? Those people that send 30 tornadoes through my territory. Damn, where the hell you at? 30 tornadoes? That's crazy. Where you at, bruh? What up, Mike? What's good, man? 30 tornadoes. Sheesh. That is brutal. Yeah, you know they mess with that what is that? That heart machine. You know, the radio signals, the radio waves. They put all that crap and gunk in the atmosphere and they use the radio waves to control certain scenarios. They can't control everything though. I had to drink the tea. I had to do a consultation yesterday. My voice was kicking in and out like bad Wi-Fi. So I had to drink the tea. You know what I'm saying? My voice is still like it's not 100%. It's gonna take a while to get back to 100%, but it's solid. We can work with it tonight. He on crow777radio.com. Listen to the podcast. I think I'm subscribed to that channel. I'm subscribed to so many YouTube channels, but yeah, I'm gonna have to see if I can get into that. Yeah, we're under a tornado watch here in Virginia. Wow. Damn. I'm exaggerating, but I'm in Nashville, close to Clarksville, where it went down at. Okay. Damn, that's wild, man. Tornadoes is crazy, man, just because, like, tornadoes can rearrange. They can turn your whole entire neighborhood to a parking lot. You know what I'm saying? We saw what happened with the it wasn't even tornadoes. It was a hurricane that happened down in where was it? I want to say it was Louisiana. What was that at? It was where Mardi Gras is. You know what I'm saying? All of that stuff basically got pretty much torn up by that hurricane, but it wasn't. I don't think it was tornadoes. I think it was hurricanes. But the destruction is similar, man, in terms of like the twisters and all that stuff. All right, let's get into it, man. What do we have to talk about tonight? Okay, what are we going to tackle first? All right, let's talk about this video here that seems to be making its rounds for all the wrong reasons. All right, so this video you guys are probably familiar with. Some of us who pay attention to both sides of the coin in terms of sometimes people make posts about racial disparity and stuff like that, and then some of us talk about police brutality, which often can be one and the same. Tornadoes in December is 100% nuts. Red, that is crazy. You know what I mean? It's not even on target. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so let's discuss this. All right, so for those of you who haven't seen it, this I didn't see the beginning of the video, so I don't know what took place beforehand, but I do know this is insane. So let's watch and see how this goes down.
Video that's been going around the internet. This is Officer Dana Elmore, and she uses excessive force in the unlawful arrest of 24-year-old Micaiah Washington. I've been in contact with Micaiah's attorney Leroy Maxwell from the Maxwell Tillman law firm, and I've received new information that you need to know. But first, let me show you the video in case you haven't seen it. Trigger warning: police brutality.
Stand up. Right there in front of the car. Stay straight.
I ain't doing shit, bro. I got good right there. I'm not doing that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying, what you saying? Oh, yeah, fuck. Oh, my God.
Fuck up.
Okay. Oh, my fault. Oh, my God.
You want it again? Shut the fuck up. You was big and bad. Shut your bitch ass up.
Before I go over what he was charged with after all that, Let me give you the 2 minutes that led up to that video. 24-year-old Micaiah Washington was changing his tire on the side of the road when Officer Dana Elmore approached him in her car. She began asking Micaiah what he was doing, and Micaiah informed her, "I'm changing my tire." She asked to see a driver's license. He asked, "Why do I got to give you my driver's license to change a tire?" She asked for more information, multiple times asked for his driver's license. He told her, "I don't need to give you my driver's license. I'm just changing my tire." And it was at that point that he pulled his cell phone out to begin recording the interaction. But he never got a chance to, because before he could even start recording, she tased him. Upon being tased, his phone fell to the ground. He fell to the ground and put his hands behind his back, and she cuffed him. After cuffing him, she put one foot on his back, standing on his back, and then made what appeared to be a call to another officer. At that point, Micaiah's brother started filming, and that's where the video picks up that you watched. Now, it's very important to note that Officer Dana Elmore did not know Micaiah's brother was filming. As you saw in the video, she put him on the hood, went through his pockets, and found a firearm. She didn't like that he was asking questions, and she began tasing him in the back, as you saw in the video. It's also very important to note that the only thing she pulled out of his pocket in that video was a firearm. So now, knowing that, look what they charged him with right here: drug trafficking. Officer Dana Elmore claimed that after pulling the firearm out, she pulled out 7 grams of fentanyl. They also charged him with possession of a firearm by a felon. They charged him with simple possession of marijuana, resisting arrest, and obstructing governmental operations. But guess what happened next? The video that Micaiah's brother filmed went viral on the internet. And it was only then that they found out there was a video of the arrest. And it was then that the state's attorney filed a motion to null pros the drug trafficking charge. Null pros means basically they're not going to press those charges. They're dropping the charges. Not the judge, the state's attorney. And let's read the motion, may we? It said the suspected narcotics were seized in connection with the arrest of the defendant. The video shows they were not. The suspected narcotics were field tested prior to the arrest. Wait a minute. If they seized them during the arrest, how'd they field test them prior to the arrest? Because that never happened. But then it says in the motion, further testing has since been conducted that failed to yield a positive result for fentanyl. You know what that means? I firmly believe that means they were planning on planting evidence to frame him for drug trafficking. That's my opinion on why they now can't yield a positive result. And because of that, he was under a $500,000 bond. But that has now been null prossed. Oh, and the ex-felon in possession of a firearm, he's not a felon. That's not even real. So that's also expected to be null prossed. If not null prossed, the judge will drop it anyway. The court's going to dismiss it. He's not a felon. Because of the trafficking charge being gone and the other stuff being null prossed, his consolidated bond now is only $5,000 instead of $500,000 that it was before. So to recap, Officer Dana Elmore harassed and brutalized 24-year-old Micaiah Washington simply for changing his tire while black. And I firmly believe they were going to plant evidence on him and charge him with drug trafficking. All charges against Micaiah Washington should be dropped. All. And Officer Dana Elmore, who's currently on administrative leave or paid vacation, should be charged with assault and battery and for lying. So here's the call to action. Email and call the district attorney. We want all charges against Micaiah Washington dropped, and we want charges against Dana Elmore brought up immediately.
All right. So we saw what happened there with that situation. That first off, that dude needs to fall back because calls of action can get you hemmed the F up if you're not careful. So I don't condone any call of action to anybody. I'm not telling anybody to do anything. The only thing we're doing is watching the video, which on top of that, fair use is protected by fair use under the Fair Use Act or whatever the hell it is or whatever. But yeah, fair use. So we good on that end. But and people was like, "Oh, what do you think about?" Here's the thing, man. I wasn't there. Okay, I tell you what I find mighty unusual about that situation. First off, whenever you see that dude, according to what I was seeing by his mugshot he took, he was at least 6'3". Okay, so he was about he looked like he was about maybe probably about almost like I would say 8 or 9 inches taller than her. Okay. Whenever you get a scenario where you have a female cop and you got a tall dude a dude bigger, and he doesn't even matter if he's bigger than her. Like usually they get, men to come up and help them out immediately before they even move forward with anything. They'll call for backup. So I found that unusual. And then the fact that the other guy was recording the whole thing and she never told him once to back up, because we all seen how the First Amendment auditors do. When the First Amendment auditors are conducting traffic stops and you have people that come and start filming, the first thing they say, even if they're not close, is back up. That's the first thing they say, back up. She did not say anything to the guy holding the camera at all. That's the first thing that was weird. There was only one police officer there. That was weird. And did anybody hear how she was talking to him? Now, maybe it's just because I distrust the media entirely too much, but that shit sounded phony as hell. It sounded like she was doing some bad acting to me. Like, oh yeah, like, I found a firearm. Like, bruh, it sounded goofy as hell to me. You know what I'm saying? It sounded like she was acting and she was not good at it. You know what I'm talking about? It's not too far-fetched when we look at the whole scenario with the George Floyd thing. You know what I mean? We talked about that in depth. There's too many coincidences there with that situation. The whole thing sounds weird to me. It sounds like it could be a psychological operation. I'm not saying it is, but it's possible at this point. But there's just too many weird, you know what I'm saying? Too many weird scenarios involved in that situation. I'll do more research into it, but it sounds very suspect. You know what I'm saying? All the bullshit charges. Yes, that stuff does happen. It does 1,000% happen. You know what I mean? But we've seen what happened with George Floyd again. You know, some of these police officers, I've seen them in other traffic stops, and then they get involved with, like, the one of the police officers that was involved with the George Floyd situation. I saw he pulled somebody else over at a gas station, and this dude was like extra aggressive, and he was opening his door and stuff like that. I don't remember what happened with the stop, but I do remember the dude was overstepping jurisdiction very heavily. So, like, we got to keep an eye out for stuff like that, because you just never know what's real anymore, man. Stuff that's being pushed on social media, it could look so realistic, but that doesn't necessarily mean it is. So before you just go getting invested in something and, accusing, oh, these white people are crazy, these black people should have been following directions. You know what I'm saying? Observe everything that's happening in front of you with the whole scenario first before we jump to conclusions. Yes, it looked absurd, you know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of inconsistencies and a lot of weird scenarios in there for me. That's what I'm going to say about that particular one. Yeah, New Orleans, that's where it was. Yeah, New Orleans, Louisiana, 100%. I didn't get that memo. Tornadoes in December is nuts. Yep. Publication 12/12. What up, Bishop? What's good, man? Yeah, they say he was changing the tire and she rolled up on him. And again, like, you know what I mean? How many of y'all have been pulled over by one man police officer? You start talking about the Constitution or the law, and they immediately go back to their car and call more police. How many of y'all have had to deal with that? Because that every time I've gotten pulled over, whenever I get in this situation where I get pulled over and I start talking about the Constitution, they immediately call 4 other police or rights and all that stuff. And she said he said he was big and bad, and but the guy was exercising his right to his 4th Amendment. From what she was saying, he didn't want to give him the license. You know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't driving, which is feasible. But whenever that happens, there's always more police called to the scene. So there's one small, short police officer that's dealing with one guy who's bigger than her, and there's a whole nother guy filming, and she didn't call for backup. She just went hands on immediately. Nah, that don't sit right with me, man. That's suspect to me. The use of a taser is unsanctioned because guys are already cuffed. I mean, yeah, once we actually get into what was happening, 100%, it does. That is out of procedure, 1,000%. Cops illegally detained the guy. Cop had a heart attack and died. The other guy's waiting for trial for manslaughter. I actually saw something like a video of that. I didn't click the video though, but I did see the video being talked about on Here's the Deal. I think it was. Shout out to Here's the Deal, by the way. If you watching, bro, salute. Victim charged with murder after officer dies of heart attack while violating right. Title of said video. Okay, I'm gonna check into it. We're gonna look into it. I'm gonna look into it probably after this live. We'll probably talk about that next week. Here's another one. It's hardcore. Cop berates woman before murdering her. No charges. Didn't see that either. I was watching Carl Miller video again. Have you seen it? No, I haven't. He said, "Lean." Yeah, if yes, indeed, 100%. If your rights are violated, absolutely, you can. Now, I don't know as far as the lien situation goes, but I do know you can go after them surety bonds. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you are pulled over and you're not, you're right. You feel like your rights have been. Oh, before we even go there, like anytime you pulled over, one of the first things out of your mouth should be name, badge number, and surety bond information. That's one of the things I pretty much picked up. Because a lot of them don't want to give you that information. Stage, she didn't know the other guy was filming. That's what I'm saying, Jared. Like, I have never seen a female cop act in this manner. Like, whenever I watch, have you guys ever watched the First Amendment audit videos? There'll be a female cop there and she'll be nice to the guy, and then she'll walk away for a second and she'll call for backup. And then when like 4 other giant men come, then she starts acting like a jerk. Like, hold on, before the men came here, you was the sweetest police officer. Now you got these big, strong bodyguards here. You want to act like you hard body. You know what I'm saying? Why? It's not even necessary a lot of the times. That's why I said that shit felt like some bullshit to me. That's just me, though. I mean, I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the first time I've seen a psyop either. I've seen a bunch of those media psyops that are put out to drive division, cause people to fight back and forth. Another thing y'all got to remember, too, you're going to start seeing more of this stuff. You're going to start seeing more and more of this stuff, these white on black type attacks. You're going to start seeing more of them for the simple fact that next year's election year, okay? And Trump is supposed to be running. So they're going to the same thing they did when he ran for office the first time and they got everybody to turn on him. They're going to do it again because it works so well. The divide and conquer technique. The black people can't trust the white people. The white people can't trust the black people. We need to just stay away from them. You vote how you vote, and we'll vote how we vote. White people vote for Trump. The black people vote for Biden. That's the shit they want because that's the stuff that keeps them in power. You know what I'm saying? Well, at the same time, all of these rich assholes are the ones that are taking it to you and your wallet every time you go to do some damn thing. You know what I'm saying? You want to exercise your right to travel. You got to answer to these ass faces. You know what I'm saying? You want to go out there and you want to purchase, quote unquote, a quote unquote firearm. You got to go through these assholes. You know what I'm saying? You got to go through the government. That's what I'm talking about. So at the end of the day, if we're not fighting each other all the damn time, we can clearly see what the hell is going on and we can get more done together. That's all I'm saying. So that's where I'm at with the particular situation. But you're going to start to see more and more of this the upcoming year. Next year is going to be crazy because they're already trying to, according to the show that they're putting on for everybody to watch. Let's keep it 100. The election is all 100% rigged. These people are selected, but the people get so invested in it. You know what I'm saying? They get invested in the show and they put out other shows to sway your opinion about the main show that they want you to focus on. So again, don't be swayed by what you see right away. Use your logic to try to decode exactly what's happening. Just like the Matrix, when the dude was staring at that screen, he was like, how can you see what's going on? He was like, when I first started looking at it, all I saw is ones and zeros. You know what I'm saying? Then when it started to go on and on, I really started to see what's happening. Your eye has to be trained for it. So it's that type of deal. Now I'm going to leave it there, basically. Demand for racism is far larger than the supply, especially now, bro. I'm telling you, after 2020, they ain't got nothing. They got no more tricks because, everybody was getting a knee on their back in 2020. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was getting a foot in their rear end in 2020. The government was wilding in 2020. Y'all know it. They told y'all children they had to stay home and wear masks or in their house, and they had to do Zoom meetings. They couldn't even interact with other children. for like almost goddamn a whole year, or the second half of the year, whatever it was, 2 semesters, 2 quarters at least, 1 semester. They told y'all had to stay in the house. You know what I'm saying? And y'all can't have a party. And if you see your neighbor having a party, call the police on your neighbor. Meanwhile, these same politicians who told you to do that went out to eat with their friends with no masks on after they reserved one of these restaurants that you're not even supposed to be eating in. They reserved the restaurant, paid for it. They probably got it at a discounted rate because the restaurant didn't have many customers because everybody was in a freaking house afraid to death. They told y'all to stay in the house, and these ass faces was running around doing whatever they wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? And people still have faith in voting for these mofos, bro. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Yo, we got to open our eyes to the BS. And this ain't even for my regulars. This is for a lot of the new people that are tuning in. You know, if you just tuning in and you don't know everything that's going on, yo, just use your common sense. These are the same people that were in office. It hasn't even been long enough for a lot of them to get out of office yet. You know, man, with the exception of Cuomo and a few other ones, Lori Lightfoot, she gone. But for the most part, a lot of those jerk faces are still in office. You know what I'm talking about? So nah, it ain't no situation where we need to be putting our trust in them people, man. Anavon Rice just told everyone could connect it to the American State National Assembly that the banks are going to crash by the 15th. I mean, I've heard so many different people say the banks are going to crash by a certain day. You know, we know it's going to eventually happen. I don't think nobody knows exactly when, though. What I will say to you guys, though, is make sure that you are prepared. You should have been preparing. Make sure you're prepared. The American State National Assembly notified us that the banks will collapse 15th. Get food and everything you need. Take whatever money out of your account that you can. Now, I've heard so many people say that, man. You know, and I'm not saying that's not a good thing, but I'm just saying, you know, I've heard a lot of people say that a lot of different times. Wow. Here we had our normal out there Thursday community concerts all summer. Where were y'all at? Because here in Maryland, they did that, yo. They was doing that here in Maryland, bro. Goddamn, Kathy Hochul in New York? I think it might have, no, maybe it wasn't Kathy Hochul. It was, because I don't think she was in office yet. It was, Nancy Pelosi. She went and got herself a haircut. She was supposed to be in the house quarantining, and she went and got herself a haircut. She was in it, and they caught her in 4K in the barber chair getting a haircut. I think, matter of fact, the lady who was doing her hair took a video of her and said Nancy Pelosi, and Nancy Pelosi tried to cover her face because she wasn't even. It looked bad on her campaign behalf. You know what I'm saying? For her people or whatever, that she was out there was getting a haircut, even though she knew it was bullshit. She knew the whole pandemic because they all knew it was bullshit. Wasn't about that. I was watching goddamn Saturday Night Live earlier, and it pissed me off, of course, because Saturday Night Live, you know, all of them show them late night shows. They got a liberal hand so far up to the elbow. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. They got liberal hands up to the elbow. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere where the sun don't shine, making them say stuff. So I watched the 2021 just to relive the lunacy. You know what I'm saying? Just to go back every once in a while. Y'all need to be going back and looking at videos of stuff that happened in 2021. Go back and look at the NBA Finals in 2021, where there was nobody in the damn crowd. The damn stadium was empty. Go back and watch 2021, where WWE had goddamn screen reflectors for audience, because nobody could be in the damn buildings besides the people that was performing or in that room. Go back and watch all of that stuff and remember how crazy that shit was, because that's going to continue your learning process to be free and learn. Because that's what drives me, because I remember how effed up 2020 was. You know what I'm saying? I remember how crazy it was, bro. People trying to snap on you for not wanting to wear a mask. People were like, yo, I had this little, damn, I don't know what I did with it. It's over here somewhere. But I had one of those fake masks from the website called Fake Mask USA, and it basically was like a mesh mask. So I wore the joint, and people would look at me like I was crazy, and you could see their brain loading because I was wearing a mask. So they didn't say you had to wear a mask. They just didn't like the mask I was wearing, but there was nothing that said you had to wear a certain kind of mask. So the math was like computing in their head, and they would just look at me like it was crazy. But yeah, man, go back and look at some of those videos on YouTube, man. I'm telling you, listen, leave it up to the history books. This is the kind of stuff they do. Leave it up to the history books. And what you're going to see in the history books, they're going to teach children in about 10 years is that over 90% of the population passed in 2020 to 2021 because people refused to take the shot. And the very few people that were alive was the people that was on the basketball court. And everybody in the crowd was empty because everybody passed. Yo, I'm telling you, bro, they do stuff like that, man. I wouldn't put it past them. The reason why the crowd was empty is because everybody passed from the shot, and the only people that took the shot was performers and actors, so they were still alive, and your government was still alive, but nobody was in the building because everybody passed away. It's the kind of stuff they would do, man. All I can think of is revenge. Word. It's all green screen lies. Someone bought the whole house. It was on Zillow. What part is green screen lies? What you mean? The White House. Oh, the White House. It was somebody bought the White House. It was on Zillow. Now, I will say I did see that the White House was closed permanently. I did see that. I saw that on the internet. What was it? Was that on YouTube? No, Google Maps or something. It was one of those map joints where you go there and see the destination you're gonna go before you actually go there. So I went on it and I saw, you know what I'm saying, closed permanently, which I thought was mighty peculiar. You know what I'm saying? It was mighty peculiar. They damn taped up the Federal Reserve building. There's large like white drapings over top of the windows. Like the whole building is covered in like a case or something weird like that. I saw that. I saw the whole thing with the White House permanently closed. There's still a fence in D.C. There's a giant fence around the Capitol building, White House, giant fence around that joint, like a wall, if you would. And the military is still down there. You still got military presence walking around Washington, D.C. Now, I haven't been to Washington, D.C. in over, I want to say 6 months, but haven't heard from anybody that they've moved out of there yet. And I've been down there a couple times. I think I was down there about 3 times over the course since 2020. They were still there. So again, whatever happened, we all know, you know what I'm saying, the U.S. corporation collapsed. And now it's just basically, it could be something like a goddamn AI or something pretending the shit is still alive. Who knows, man? Who knows? Indiana. Okay, so you in a free state. I'm out here in Maryland. Yeah, we fighting to get to that level out here to try to make these motherfuckers obey their oaths of office. What's up, Dylan? What's good? Y'all should be hitting the like button. We got 28 people in here. Go ahead and hit the like button if you would. That's why I moved from Indianapolis. They got a frame rate that mimics real life, so agreed it's all green screen. Right. Listen, I'm not surprised 100%. AI has gotten to the point where these deep fakes are insane how realistic they are, man. And listen, if they like that now, it's about to get crazy. All right. So let's see why. If I can find the video. There it is. All right, peep it out.
So, hey, y'all. Hey. Have y'all seen this? Take a look.
Outside the Game Awards 2023.
All right. So we're very familiar with this particular technology, Project Bluebeam. Now that was the best Project Bluebeam I've seen yet. I haven't seen any Bluebeam better than that. That was gorgeous. You know what I'm saying? They had the clouds and all that stuff right there, and they projected an actual image right through the clouds, equipped with the sound as well. Completely insane. So with that technology, again, we're gonna start to see more of that. Again, next year is going to be very interesting. That's all I'm gonna say. Next year is going to be something to remember because it's going to get hectic. Show your support by hitting that like button. Y'all ain't hitting the like button. Yo, don't make me Kevin Samuels, y'all, man, and go to an intermission because y'all ain't hitting the like button. Let me see where we at. Y'all supposed to stay on top of this while I'm doing a live. Y'all gotta stay on top of that. Now I gotta check on y'all. Why ain't loading? That's weird. So that look like we taking an intermission anyway, because I gotta find see where we at. I don't know. It's not coming up on my phone. It's not coming up on my phone. So I'm gonna trust in y'all to hit the like button. I can't confirm or deny, but the U.S. may or may not track certain things in the sky. Yeah. 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 I always hit that like. My man Jared is on it, though. Not everybody is on it like you are, Jared. Let's be honest. You out there eating that organic fruit grown from the soil. Y'all out there eating them good veggies and stuff, man. You eating actual food. A lot of these people have been eating so much, food that's not really food or doesn't have the right nutrients. It slips their mind to hit the like button. I listen, I ain't perfect either. Sometimes I get so enthralled in the information when I'm watching somebody's YouTube, I might not hit it till like the middle or the end. You know what I'm saying? But I do hit it though. So y'all need to get to it. I ain't gonna check on y'all this time because I can't. So I'm gonna trust y'all to go hit that button. All right. Let's get moving. Let's move on to the next video, shall we? All right. What the hell? Here we go. Perfect. All right. So this is the video we're talking about. So I got a bunch of people asking me questions about this new system that the MTA is setting up in New York City. So let's see what they're talking about.
Toll, people driving a car will have to pay $15. The toll will be enforced between 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. weekdays and 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on the weekends. After 9 p.m., all drivers get a 75% discount, paying $3.50. People who drive through the 4 tunnels, Holland, Lincoln, Queens, or Brooklyn Battery will get a $5 credit during the day, but not at night.
I drive in the city all the time, and to hear that I'm going to have to pay $15 just to get around is insane.
No. Public employees such as teachers, transit workers, and first responders will have to pay the full rate. Also, no credits offered to people with medical appointments.
New York is New Yorking. What else is new? So New York City is New York Citying, okay? You know what I'm saying? So what are we surprised about? There's another video somebody sent me where they already have some apparatuses like that up, and they take a picture of your license plate and if you have like no insurance, they can look it up and cross-reference it. So if you have no insurance or something like that, they can send you like a court date or something like that. They can send you a ticket by mail. Listen, bro, and this is the simple solution to all of this. There's 2 ways you can move about, 3 ways you can move about this. If you got the plates on your car and you still want to keep your plates for whatever reason, you can do that, okay? Nobody's telling you have to take your plates off your car and exercise your right to travel. being a free country, you can effectively do what you want in terms of contracting. So if you still want to have the driver's license plate on your car, you can still do that. If you want to keep your license, you can, but you're going to fight. Either that or you're going to be paying that $15. You're going to let them take you to the ringer every damn time you take it on the road. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, a lot of times when you go to court, when you get a snapshot or something like that, taking in your plate out here with these speed cameras, if you don't pay the fine within the first, I think it's the first 2 months, then it'll automatically be a trial date set up for you to go to. Those cases are very easy to beat because there's no damn body to even show up, you know what I'm saying, to the courtroom. You know, you got basically a digitalized picture of your plate and no plaintiff, pretty much. They'll say the state, but we all know that's BS. So they get through. If you show up and you go in there, a lot of times they throw it right out, usually. So that's one way you can combat that. The other way, of course, we already know, the right to travel. If you want to do like private plates or something like that, you can do so. You know, but then you got to deal with those police officers not knowing the law. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to fight in order to earn your freedom. So that's another way you can do it. Each way has a pro and con. You know what I mean? The other way would be to stop putting the stuff in your name, take it out of your name. You shouldn't have it in your name anyway. The shit should be in a trust or a business or something like that. So that's another way you can do it. But you know, they still gonna try to hem you up over the plates. If you don't pay the fee, they'll probably suspend your registration. When you play with the DMV and you play with the you know what I'm saying, the NBA and all of that good stuff, when you start playing around with them, they got Article 1 control, so they got the right to regulate commerce. So they're going to try to say anything you're doing is commerce, but it's pretty much guilty till proven innocent, you know, which is completely unconstitutional. You know, they have the right to regulate commerce, but you know, you also have a right to exercise your right to freely travel or not be engaged in commerce. So there you have it. So there's different ways you can move around. Get that DOT number or private plates. Yeah, that's what I said. Yep, 100%. They control these nuts. That's why I'm at with it, Jared. Like, listen, you can send me whatever the hell you want to send me. If I'm rocking with the plate joints, you can send me whatever the hell you want to send me. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. We gonna be in court. And listen, if you put the right paperwork in beforehand on the public record, that shit ain't even gonna show up for real. To give us a love button. Right. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yo said McDonald's brain. Y'all hope none of my viewers are still eating McDonald's. I haven't eaten McDonald's in I haven't eaten any McDonald's, fries, burgers, or any of that crap. Man, it's been over like 15 years, I think. I haven't eaten that stuff in a long ass time. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's where we should all be at. We should be avoiding that because it is not good for you. Moving on. All right, so listen. Now, all right, so let me say this real quick. Disclaimer, okay? Now, I do live in Maryland, okay? And I have been through the process of that Maryland has had with the whole, you know, HQL situation here in Maryland, which is about to get overturned pretty soon. Those of you who live in Maryland, you're keeping your eye on the Fourth Circuit Court ruling that requiring a handgun qualification license from the state police in order to purchase quote unquote firearm is unconstitutional. So you guys heard about that ruling, okay? Now, what I will say is this. I do not believe that a class is necessary for you to acquire an arm. I do not believe you should have to take a class because it's your right. I do not believe that you should have to get any license for it because that is your right. And you can't license out a right. You know what I'm saying? However, I do believe that you can stand the benefit from taking some classes on arms in general. Because listen, a lot of good information was included in some of those classes I took. I didn't think I was going to like the classes, but yo, they was kind of dope. Like just going in there and learning. And they don't just teach you about safety. They teach you about different kinds of ammo, what certain ammo can do. It's fire, bro. So listen, no, look, and I'm going to say this, all right? If it's one of those things where the government thinks that the people need to do classes in order to be able to bear arms, then the government should make it so that the class is paid for by the government. First off, y'all pay for it if y'all think it's so important. No, because you can't make somebody pay for something and say you got to do this before you can bear arms or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay for this class before you can. No, if you feel it's that important for safety, you pay for it. Y'all create a fund and y'all pay for people. Y'all pay instructors every so often to go into the class for safety. That way we can be armed correctly and knowledgeable on how to handle armed society. You know what I'm saying? Because if we got the knowledge, I already had the knowledge, but most people who have arms, or a lot of the liberals in 2020 who were afraid when they when 2020 was SHTF, you know what I'm saying? And grocery stores were not robbed, but stuff was off of the shelves in grocery stores and people couldn't get no damn food. A lot of liberals got afraid, so they went out to get themselves an arm and didn't know what the hell to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Didn't know safety, didn't know the fundamentals. You had some not putting in correct places, so children who were curious and had no training on arms could get their hands on it and harm themselves or somebody else. That's what I don't like. But again, if it's one of them situations where they believe that it's necessary for the people to take a class, then the government needs to fund that class, all right? And they need to fund the shit. It shouldn't be no registry. You just goddamn show up to the class and you learn and leave. I don't want to put my name on nothing. I just want to go in and listen, and I want to go. You pay the instructor $1,000 or something like however much you got to pay him. You know what I'm saying? And let him rock out like that. However much that standard going rate fee is. That's how it should be. But this is why I advocate for if you are new to arms, I recommend taking some kind of class or learning safety, because as you can see, this guy here did not do so, unfortunately. And it didn't turn out too well for him. So again, you know what I'm saying? Learn safety and common sense before you hurt yourself, okay? Because no, we're not playing it back again, all right? One time is enough. But don't do that. That is completely stupid. For anybody who's, interested in getting yourself an arm, don't do that. Ever. Don't ever do that. Never point it at anything you aren't willing to maim or destroy. A man said a ticket in the mail is a check. Yeah, facts. But you got to know what to do with that. You got to know what to do with that. You know what I'm talking about? You got to know what to do with that. I'm still learning. They may have an AI show up for the state. The AI. The AI robots. I heard about the AI supposed to be the first traffic case was the guy had an AI lawyer for the first time in history in a traffic case. I'm interested to know how that case went. If anybody finds any information about that case, go ahead and email it to me if you would. What's the case law that trumps Article 1 Congress? Huh? I don't know what that means. The case law that trumps Article 1 Congress? What do you mean? I don't know what you mean by that. All right, let's move on. All right. Now, remember when we were talking about how schools have changed since we were younger? A lot of us graduated a long ass time ago. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us graduated way before any of this stuff even took place. And as a result, we missed a lot, okay? A lot of stuff happened in schools we didn't know about. We weren't there for. We got blindsided. The whole anti-bullying campaign. Listen, okay? Throughout life, you're going to have some people that get a thrill out of stepping on other people, okay? That's just part of life. That's the way it works. You got some ass faces out there who get a joy on stepping on other people to make themselves feel better. You might be a situation where, we used to go to school, whatever. You might have some asshole like to run his mouth. I seen it happen. You might have some asshole that likes to run his mouth. Might have to throw hands. You know what I'm saying? That's just a part of life. Omitting bullying is like preparing children to not be able to compete in life. It's completely liberal. This is a lot of these goddamn liberal teachers, bro. I'm telling you, man, they're poison And it's two sides of the USA, man. You have the liberals who are soft and they have no backbone, but they have a lot of idealistic futures, views for the future, dreams and stuff like that. And then you have the conservative people who, we know that the government's out of control, and we know that there's something fundamentally wrong with some of these conservatives, with some of these liberals. But as conservatives, a lot of times they believe that we don't need to be getting involved in certain things in terms of government. The government shouldn't be doing certain things, but there has to be a balance. But nothing about this screams balance to me. This is sick, mentally sick. Peep this out.
He's high school. What the fuck is this one? Hey, Bart. Oh, hell no. Y'all niggas wildin' on my mama.
Do not make fun of it.
What the fuck? Talking about do not make fun of this. What the fuck is this? Y'all niggas doing this shit in public?
Everyone wanted to walk me by the buses.
You want a treat to it? I got you.
Okay. So apparently this is normal now. All right. I've talked to multiple people that are in high school, relatives and things of that nature. This is the norm. Okay. And this was sent to me. Okay. But this is supposed to be mild right here. This ain't even supposed to be like the full-fledged joint. This is just somebody, exercising their right to be a furry. All right. It gets to the point where they actually have full fur animal suits with the ears and with the face thing on, you know what I'm saying? And they actually walk around on all fours like an animal. They do this in high school and middle school, okay? And if you make fun of these children, you will be suspended from school. They have a zero tolerance policy about saying anything derogatory to these children while they're doing this. And this shit is normal. Let me tell you something, yo. I had a yellow, when I was in high school, I had a yellow FUBU shirt and FUBU shorts back in what grade? I think I was in 10th grade, right? So I was cool. All the boys was cool with me and shit. We was good. I wore this yellow FUBU suit. I thought my shit was fly. Like, yo, I'm fly as fuck, man. I'm about to go in here. All these chicks about to be looking at me. Nigga. Yo, I got in that damn school, bro. These motherfuckers lit me up from homeroom all the way to the bus ride home. I just kept hearing FUBU, FUBU. Hey, yo, it was crazy. And you know what the crazy thing was? I never even saw the FUBU commercial until like recently, because I always heard them saying it, but I never actually saw the commercial. But yo, they rolled my back all the way, man. They called me bananas in pajamas. They said my skin was the same color as my shirt. Yo, this one dude said I was wearing stealth camouflage. That was hilarious. But yeah, like, yo, listen. You were getting clowned from homeroom until you went home. Now, I don't know how it was in some of these schools with mostly European kids and stuff like that. I don't know how y'all get down. Y'all probably a little more lenient than that. I went to school of a mix of children. We had, the indigenous children, and then we had the European children. You know what I'm saying? So there was cliques. You know what I mean? Each they had their own cliques of people. Some cliques interverged and mixed or whatever. But for the most part, it was cliques. So like, yo, if you was amongst the indigenous children, bro, and you wore something like that, they was gonna light you up. Yo, imagine walking around with a freaking leash on your neck in 2002 or 2001, bruh. and listen, and this is not to say that, picking on people is okay. It's not okay to pick on people. I never thought it was okay to pick on people. You know what I'm saying? But not being able to say anything about this obvious lunacy, you know what I'm saying? What are we talking about here? And this is normal. This kind of thing is normal in the liberal schools, bro. 100%. No, they're not. Listen, let me tell you something. You know who sent me that video? A student that's in 9th grade sent me that video, and I asked him multiple times about the furries because I read about it in a news article. Okay, this shit is real. Now, you might live in Texas, you might live in Arkansas, you might live in West Virginia. It might not exist at your sons and daughters' schools. All right, but here in Maryland, okay, Cali, New York, all of these places where these liberals have literally been put in control to continuously brainwash these students. This shit is real, bro. Facts. It exists. I didn't believe it until I had somebody that was actually in school tell me about it and then sent me the video. It's mental sickness. I seen this dumb shit and dated on the side. Yo, listen, telling y'all that shit is real. That's Ohio, right? That's Dayton. So yeah, Dayton, Ohio is liberal, correct? It's like Democrat. Yeah, 100% is wild. The balance is we need to remove government worldwide. Government needs to be a lot smaller. Yeah, 100%. It's wow is the word. And listen, I told y'all that's the light side. Y'all saw the light side. Y'all just saw somebody walking around barking or all fours barking. Y'all didn't see the ones where they completely listen. Y'all don't understand how deep this shit is. Okay, they actually had litter boxes in the public school bathroom for furries to use the bathroom. This is real. Okay? This is real. This is actually real. I didn't believe it either. But and they actually use it, and the janitor has to change the litter box. This is where we're at in 2023. This is where we're at. This is where we're at as a society in 2023. You keep saying it's not real if you want to, all right? I'm telling you what it is. Rainwater was good. Oh, yeah, article verse free. You talking about Elliot verse Freeman. You talking about trust, though. I didn't realize you were talking about trust. Liberal America is crumbling more quickly than elsewhere. Let's hope so. Let's hope so, man, because like my man King me said, it's only going to get weirder. You know, they ain't even listen. The whole Israel thing against the Palestine. Listen, man, it ain't even gotten to the peak of how weird it's about to get. It's about to get weirder. It's about to get a whole lot weirder. You know? Let's continue. All right, so look. Let me see what y'all can do with this right here. Because I got some ideas on this. All right, peep this out. So this is New York. Speaking of liberal cities and democratic cities, this is New York City. All right. So how much is the rent out in your neck of the woods? Everybody comment the rent out in your neck of the woods if you could. If you're aware of how much the rent is where you live at, if you know, drop the amount in the chat section and put the state next to it, because I'm interested to see what the different answers are. So the criteria is a one bedroom apartment or a townhouse or whatever, a 1-bedroom living situation. Comment the state and how much the going rate is in the area you live at, because I want to see something. I gotta see what's going on. Oops. There we go. We're gonna start up in a minute. Give me 1 second. I'm getting ready. I gotta get ready for this video. But yeah, go ahead and drop that in the bottom of the comment section. The area you live in, how much is the rent, and what state you at. You don't even have to put the city if you don't want to. You can just put the state. There we go. All right. So I blame participation trophies. You know, I agree with that, bro, because when I used to play baseball when I was younger and everybody got a damn trophy for participating, yo, I don't even know what the hell happened to that stupid ass trophy. I thought it was the most bullshit ever because we didn't even make it to the playoffs. I'm like, yo, why do I have this garbage? I didn't even appreciate that damn thing. I put it on my dresser. It probably lasted about 3 to 4 years just because I used to hang my hats on, and I think I tossed that shit. It wasn't worth nothing. It's garbage. It's not worth jack. A participation medal is worth nothing. Eric Merritt, 1,015 in Maryland. Okay. All right. All right. So Killer Cuddle says 600 to 1,000 a month for 3-bedroom, 2-bath. That is not bad. Looks like inflation ain't smack y'all over the head yet. I might be moving to Indiana. 2 to 4K a month in Hawaii. Yeah, exactly. Yep, Hawaii. And you know what's interesting too? Hawaii just got the smackdown put on them for not giving people them permits for carrying firearms, quote unquote. They just they liberal. You know they liberal and democratic because one, the shit is entirely too expensive to live there, and two, they don't give a fuck about your rights out there. So they democratic 100%. But yeah, and that go hand in hand. No rights, elevated living situations. They go hand in hand with democratic cities. Let's keep it a whole beam. Connecticut, 12 to 15. Okay, that's about what Maryland is at. My man Frog Dog says 800 to 1,200, 2-bedroom, 2,000, 3-bedroom. 2,000 for a 3-bedroom is not bad at all, actually, for Ohio. That's not bad, man. Here, if you want a 3-bedroom, you're going to be spending about 27 to 28 for a 3-bedroom. Depending on where you move, of course. Buffalo, New York, 1,200 to 50. I'm surprised Buffalo's not more. I guess New York City's the most expensive thing then, huh? Buffalo, New York is 1,200 to 1,500. Okay. LA, oh, geez. LA, there is no freaking way LA is only 18 to 2,200. Where's that at, yo? That's crazy. I thought LA was like 10K to 20K, yo. As much as the property is out there. I thought it would be more expensive than that. I'm surprised. $850 in August to June. Wow, $850? Damn, Maryland hasn't had $850 for rent since I think I might have been like 23 or 24. I think I had just moved out and got my first my own place, myself that I was paying for and everything. I think that was when I was 24, and I think the rent for the first year was $850, and then it jumped up to $990 or something like that the second year. So I caught the tail end of the cheap stuff, and then before I moved, I was paying probably about $1,200. 2.4, okay, in Southern California, that's high as fuck. 2.4 for 1-bedroom and 1-bath in Southern California, yo. But that's still better than what I'm about to show you. 1,200 for 2-bedroom condo in Virginia. That's not bad at all. A condo, that's not bad. South LA, okay, I got you, Lance. Good to see you here, Lance. Also, got to think of the cost of 11 difference in each state. Living difference, okay. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, 100%. Usually these states that have high ass rent, like California, Maryland, New York, all these other places, New York City or whatever. You're going to get smacked over the head going to get some damn groceries. You know what I'm talking about? You're going to get some groceries. You spending about $250 to $300 for 2 people in the house, or one mofo in the house might spend $200 for some groceries. Where back in the day, it was half price. I remember my bachelor days, man. When I was running around, bro, I would spend probably about $100, maybe $100, and I would eat for 3 weeks, because I'd buy a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? He said the hood. Okay, got you. My mortgage is $125K. It was $900 in Indiana. Okay. What up, Dark Matter? Good to see you here. Let's talk. Let's see what this man's talking about, though. All right. Now, look. Let's look at what this money gets you in New York City. Okay, in New York City, in one of the most busiest neighborhoods. Let's look at what your money can buy you.
Ask me, what is the worst apartment you've ever seen? I'm going to show you. And before you ask, yes, this is a real apartment. This is what $1,600 gets you in the most desired neighborhood in New York City. 0 oven, 1 mini fridge, no stove, and only 1 singular closet. If you want to know where the bathroom is, like for part 2.
So peep it, right? So in New York City, right? If you want to go live in New York City and you like, yo, I gotta live in New York. I'm an up and coming MC, or not even MC anymore. I'm an up and coming singer. I'm an up and coming artist. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be in New. I'm a comedian. I just want to live in New York. You know what I mean? I gotta, because I'm close to everything. Listen, bro. $1,650 will get you this closet. Like, yo, this is where you. Yo, for $1,650, for $1,650, you can live like Harry Potter. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you can live underneath the stairwell in this little ass space. And listen. All right. So peep it out. All right, we Americans, okay. A lot of people in other countries say we spoiled. So let's play a game. All right, let's play a game. Let's look at it one more time, and let's look at theoretically, okay, not saying we could or will. Let's theoretically look at how we can make this work, okay? Let's look at it one more time.
People ask me, what is the worst apartment you've ever seen? I'm going to show you. And before you ask, yes, this is a real apartment. This is what $1,600 gets you in the most desired neighborhood in New York City. 0 oven, 1 mini fridge, no stove, and only one singular closet. If you want to know where the bathroom...
All right, so it has no bathroom in it, okay? So with these kind of apartments, for you guys that don't know, you have to go in the hallway, because like it's pretty much set up like a dorm, if you would. You have to go in the hallway, and you all share the same bathroom on the same floor, I believe. So everybody on the same floor shares one bathroom, okay? So if somebody got the bubble guts, you SOL. Let's see how we can make this work. If you had no other choice but to live in this little small spot in New York, okay, how would y'all make this work? All right, let's have some fun here. All right, so there's no oven, okay? You have no bathroom. You have a small ass refrigerator, right? You got a little living quarters. It looks like it's got a heater. I don't know if it has AC in it. Probably don't got no damn AC. All right, so if it's hot outside, you got to open the window and pray, or just put the fan on or something. How y'all making this work? Let's look at this. Now, if there's with the whole situation, I didn't mean to do that. With the whole situation, right? With the bathroom situation, like, all right, you don't have your own toilet. All right. So let's try to see if we can cure the toilet situation. Now, peep this out. I was able to find this. This is a tiny house toilet called the Incinolate.
When you empty it.
Ashes.
Ashes. That's right. That's right.
That was creepy. I hope she wasn't really using the damn bathroom, because that was creepy as hell if he was filming on the toilet.
The Incinolate. It's the toilet that I own in my personal tiny house. And I want to give you a full review of that toilet here. Let's start on the outside. Here we go. This right here is the exhaust pipe for the Incinolate toilet, which resides right on the other side of that wall in the tiny house bathroom. Incinolate right down there. So come on inside. Down the hallway to the left is where the bathroom is. Ta-da! Let's do the full overview of the Incinolate here today. This is the tiny house bathroom. It's, sufficient. It's a little bit like a larger airplane type bathroom, plus a shower.
Okay, so how do you use the Incinolate? So first you're going to start with one of these paper liners. You're going to put it inside.
Do you need one of those each and every time you use the toilet?
Yes. Every time you use the toilet, you need one of these paper liners. You do whatever you have to do. And then down here, there's a little foot pedal here that you'll push. Make sure everything falls into the chamber. Close the lid. And then the push to start button, you'll push and it'll burn everything.
How long does it run for?
It runs for about an hour and a half after you push the start button. It doesn't make much noise. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Can you use it while it's running the burn process?
Yeah, you can. You just need to put in another liner, press the pedal again to make sure it drops.
How often do you have to empty it?
I don't know.
Every week or so, maybe?
Sure.
And what's in the burn chamber when you empty it?
Ashes.
Would you recommend this particular toilet
I would.
to somebody who's got a tiny house or a cabin or a shack or whatever?
A shack? Yeah, it doesn't make much noise. It doesn't run for very long. It doesn't smell or anything.
All right, so let's see here. Encinolet. So first of all, the Encinolet plugs in. There's a plug for it right down there.
All right, so what you could do, right? Theoretically, all right. Now I don't know how you're gonna work out the exhaust situation. That's the only thing I don't know about. But you could probably put that in that closet. Like you ain't putting no clothes in that closet because you're not gonna have your clothes in the same room that the toilet is in. You know what I'm saying? That's unsanitary, whatever you want to call it. Now this little toilet apparently burns any of your business. So you put the little paper thing in there, which catches any of your business, and then the weight from your business is pushes the paper thing down in the burn chamber. When you step on a little metal trapdoor release, it drops everything down in the furnace, and you turn it on, and it burns it to ashes. So it doesn't give off. Apparently, they say it doesn't give off any smell as well, which is very interesting. So that alleviates the purpose of you having to go to their bathroom to use it, right? All right. So what about the shower situation? What about the shower situation? Like, yo, you're not trying to have to wait in line to go take a shower because everybody else is waiting in line or something. Or you got to take a number to go take a shower, right? The faucet, right? Get a filter. Get one of those things that makes the what is it called? The ones you can pull and squirt, like a squirter or whatever, and you put like a filter on the kitchen sink faucet, right? And you put one of those things you can pull out. Get yourself a little bucket. You know what I mean? You can take like a little shower right in the bucket in your room, and then you pour the bucket in the sink when you're done with it. So that takes care of the shower, and that takes care of the bathroom, right? So what else? With that little bit of space, what else do you really need? You need an oven. So you got to get yourself an extension cord too. You get yourself the extension cord. The extension cord allows you to plug multiple things up because I think you'll probably only get one or two outlets in that little small spot. You get yourself an extension cord with like four or five different joints on it. Plug your television up to one, plug your toilet up to one. You know what I'm saying? And you get yourself like a toaster oven. You can sit that on top of your refrigerator and plug that up in there too. You know, you can heat your food up right there. You ain't got to go nowhere. So that solves those three issues as far as that goes. You already got a fridge and all that. So that pretty much solves those three issues. Only thing you have to figure out is how to navigate with the toilet, because I don't know if you can't run that exhaust out the window. That would just be stupid. So you would have to figure out, maybe they got one where you don't need to like necessarily use an exhaust pipe or whatever. It just incinerates, but you probably got to change it more frequently, that type of deal. So there you have it. That's probably how you can navigate and move around. Still too damn small though for that kind of money. And you could probably do the same thing in a tiny home too, of course. But I do digress. Anybody who's paying that kind of money to live in that space, and I get it, people got different circumstances and they got different reasons to why they got to do it. But if you spending $1,650 to live in that space, go ahead and put your violins in the chat. Put the violins in the chat. I feel like that violin right there is for all the people living in New York City who are paying that kind of money for that kind of living conditions, because that
This
is
holiday,
completely.
Get them strumming with a Yamaha acoustic
Shut that shit up.
electric.
Because that is
Save $70
completely
bucks.
unreasonable. Damn, I can't turn it off. But yeah, that's completely unreasonable. 100%. Way too expensive. Too damn high. All right. Moving on. Oh, we had 1 hour and 21. All right, let's drop another video, and then I'm gonna open the lines up for anybody that wants to hop on. Oh, we pretty much covered almost everything. We might have hit everything already. Let's see what this is. All right. Let's talk about trust. Okay, let's talk about trust, and let's talk about people using old constitutions and old agreements, you know what I'm saying, to be able to conduct their activities today, and how when we use stuff like that in court, they look at us like we're crazy, yet they doing the same damn thing to do what they doing.
This story, Jeremy, but basically Ron DeSantis tried to take away Disney World's rights of self-governance since they're pushing all the child grooming stuff lately. And Disney World came back and was like, not so fast. We only answer to the crown. And this is just almost hilarious if you know what's going on, because they would never, ever admit this unless they were forced to in a situation like this. But they basically admitted, like, you don't have jurisdiction over us because we're owned by Britain. So for those of you who are, like, confused by this, apparently the land that Disney World is on is owned by the crown. And so since like 1960, Disney World has basically been a tax-free sovereign district, you know, exempt from taxes and anything to do with federal statutes. And they basically claim to just be like an apolitical charity. You know, Disney does a lot of charity work so that they can be tax exempt. Then they started pushing all this woke stuff. And so Ron DeSantis was like, all right, guys, you want to get involved in politics? Then let's do politics. We're going to take away your tax exempt status in Florida. But then Disney World came back and pulled out this clause from the British Bill of Rights, which is a royal clause that dates back to like 1692. And it says that essentially Britain has sovereignty over any territory of the crown until the last descendant of King Charles III has passed. And that—
there you go. Boom, there it is. All right. So that's why you see all of that, you know, making light and making it seem like it's so illustrious that there's a king and a queen, you know, princess, you know what I mean? Defining her Prince Charming, all of that crap that they teaching your children, you know what I'm saying? Conditioning these women to look for the perfect man when they get older, when no perfect man exists. There's no perfect man out there. It doesn't exist, but they continue looking for something that doesn't exist. It's all programming by Britain. Disney is owned by Britain. And you asking yourself, why is it that these labs can have all of this blood, body parts, severed heads, severed, all this crazy crap inside those labs, and those labs can be found by the state government and referred to the federal government, but nothing can be done. The medical research they're doing, they don't have a license to do, but why is it that they can't be arrested or hemmed up for that? Well, it's because they're operating in, say it with me, put it in the chat because y'all know what I'm about to say. I'll give you time. It's because they're operating in the, come on, y'all put it in the chat. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. Put it in the chat. It's because they're operating in the what? What are they operating in? Y'all know. There you go. My man Jared, there you go. They operating in the private. The reason they're operating in the private is because when they set up those 501c3 trusts or whatever they are, the principal address is Britain. Okay, they're using the Britain Constitution or whatever the Britain Bill of Rights is, and they're using that to govern that work, that property or that trust or whatever that they set up. In addition, is funded by Britain's money. They used no U.S. government money to buy the land. They used another rich sovereign in order to do so. So because they did, they're able to keep it all in the private. They don't have jurisdiction over anything they have in general. Anything they have or anything they had to say, they're operating in the private. That's how it worked. That's how they're doing it. And they do all this tax exempt stuff to keep it so that their tax exempt status is in effect and they answer to the crown. There you have it. So that's the answer right there. The way they're staying in the private is because they have their stuff set up that way, basically, and they do a whole lot of charity. And you saw they giving away $4.5 million checks, which somehow probably gets siphoned or funneled back to them anyway. I'm sure there's all kinds of deals under the table that get done. You know, if again, they're in the private, they moving in the private, you know, which they might be able to cut a deal with the dude over at Universal Studios, or they might be able to cut a deal with the dude over there that works for Kraft Singles or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know how back when we were children, we used to get snacks and stuff like that. And if there was a new movie coming out, you might have that new movie on the food. Like, let's say you get some Doritos or something. It's 1992 and you want to get a bag of Doritos from one of the stores. You pick up a bag of Doritos. The Ninja Turtle movie might have just came out. So you might have Ninja Turtles on the joint. These guys is all doing business as such. They all operating like that, man. This is how they working. They're staying in the private. They're keeping everything foreign, okay? And that should tell you a whole lot. Foreign. And as my man Ugo said earlier, and this is just dropping y'all hints because that's all I'm doing right now. Because y'all gotta read this shit. But yo, this is this is what y'all need to be looking into right there. Because this is why the state don't have jurisdiction over them. That right there is why the state don't got jurisdiction over them. Shout out to Ugo. But yeah, that's why the state don't got jurisdiction over them. And that's why DeSantis can say or do nothing at all. He can't do shit. There's nothing he can do. There you have it. They operate in the private. Keep that Disney shit away from your children, by the way. You already know that. It's perverted. I wonder if it was that way from the beginning. It was always that way. Listen, y'all. This is what I'm telling y'all. Excuse me. This is what I'm telling y'all. These people have known these secrets on how to do business. This business, y'all got to read that book, The Secret of Wills and Trust. It tells you how these people have stayed in power. They stayed in power because their children go to these private schools. They go to these really top-notch private schools with all these other rich children. All right. So you might have the CEO for Virgin Records' son going to school with the CEO of what is a real popular company? The one of the board owners of Visa. You know what I'm saying? They might go to school together. All right. And they might know a guy that parents moved here from freaking Russia or something like that, or got there in Britain, whose parents are like a big company over there. Whoever owns the BBC, their son came over here to go to school in the USA, and they're developing connections. Their black book is crazy. Okay. Their black book is crazy. Their black book is insane. This is how they're able to keep power. They teach their children how to operate in commerce. They teach their children about trusts, wills, and estates. They teach their children how to be tax exempt. Look at Trump. You know what I'm saying? They teach their children all of this stuff. You know what I mean? This knowledge is passed down. It's always been like that. Didn't change recently. No, this is why when we start to learn how they do shit and we start to do it, they start changing shit. They start changing shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it works. Word. Yeah. 100%. But that's what it is. They got no jurisdiction. DeSantis has nothing to say to Disney. DeSantis can't listen. If y'all didn't know, what the Disney Corporation, they have their own police barracks on that land. If you look at all the trafficking and stuff that happens on that property, I can't talk about it on the live, but y'all need to look up some of the crazy stuff that happens. I've read a lot of different articles with some of them, and they'll hire foreigners to come work there. They'll hire foreigners. That's why if you go to Disneyland, you'll see a bunch of people from other countries. They got from Britain, from Philippines, from Thailand. You know what I'm saying? All different people, foreigners working in that area. This all ties into their status. This is why they do that shit. They don't do it because it's cool or they want to be all inclusive. No, this is all a business move. That's what they're doing. And some of these people that complained about some of the mistreatment they go through working in these places, when it gets reported to the police force, they do nothing. They can't do shit. They can't do nothing. The police can do nothing about it because they're owned by Disney. Disney has their own police squad. They got their own armed security. They got their own Bill of Rights and Constitution and all of that. It's a separate entity. Now ask yourself a question. When we're indigenous people, we're walking around on this land, all right? And we were here first. How the flying hell did we let it get to this point where another country is able to take our motherfucking land? Excuse my language. How do we get to this point? Now, we were the first ones actually here on this land. Our feet were in the soil. Look at where this shit is. You got another country that owns some of the goddamn soil. How the freak did we get to this point? This is why we need to start learning, yo. For real. This is why we need to start learning. This is why, because we need to start knowing how this shit works. That way later on down the road, we can turn this shit back over. And this is not just the indigenous people, man. We're going to need everybody for this shit. Because the way they move it is they're playing Monopoly. This is chess. This is chess. Facts. Tunnels everywhere. Oh, 100%. There's a way you can actually get into Disneyland. You can actually sneak into Disneyland through a tunnel. There's a tunnel that you can actually sneak through. You got to cut through the woods. I watched this video a while back. I don't know why people put shit like this on YouTube, but there's actually a video that he shows you how to sneak into. He takes his camera, his GoPro, and he sneaks into Disneyland. He goes through the there's like a little you got to cut through the woods, and then there's an underground tunnel you got to go through. And he was like, yo, sometimes they have staff in the tunnel. If they catch you, they'll just escort you to the edge of the land, and they'll tell you not to do it again or whatever. But you might get arrested or whatever. But you know, it's a chance you gotta be willing to take. So you actually can go through the tunnel, and then you'll come up through one of the the ride exhibits, and then when you walk through, you can actually get on one of the little. You know how to I think it's the Small World. I can't remember which one of them it is. It might be the It's a Small World exhibit, but you come up through there, and then you get on one of the little rides that's empty, and it lets you get off, and then you get right into the theme park that way. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there's actually a way you can sneak into there, though. But there's all kinds of tunnels and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Club 33 is another thing. That's in California. Y'all know about Club 33 already. I was fascinated with Club 33 last time I went up there. They say there's not one in the Florida spot, but listen, there's one in the Florida spot. Trust me, there's one in the Florida spot. There's a Club 33. And Club 33 in in Disneyland, I think in Cali, there's only 33 memberships in the world that are allowed to go in Club 33. Okay? And these people are high-ranking positions. Like, yo, if you have a membership to get into Club 33 in Disneyland, you might end up sitting next to damn Barack Obama. You might end up sitting next to damn DeSantis. You know, you just never know. And the thing about the membership is it is interchangeable. So you can sell your membership to another celebrity, but only they have to approve who you sell it to. And not all celebrities can get in the joint either. You feel me? Not all celebrities can get in it. So yeah, Club 33 is one of those real exclusive type clubs. And listen, that might have something to do with the whole trust situation as well. I'm sure it ties in somehow because it's private. It's a private membership. They're not operating underneath the federal government. They don't got jurisdiction. They're in a private. That's why only 33 memberships can be passed around. Trump has a foreign trust also. Absolutely. All of these mofos got trust. And foreign trust as well. They have an entire police force, detective investigators, and intelligence. Exactly. And whatever doesn't benefit Disney will not be investigated. Best believe that. Keep your children away from there. Little man can squeak all day while big man squash his ass, but little man can get squashed. Keep it real, being locked up is more than police can do nothing. Okay. I'm lost. They are ramping up fast. Look up comedian Eddie Lizard. Skit, do you have a flag? You a U.S. citizen. I watched a few vids. I'm still not. Nobody here is a U.S. citizen. Nobody's a U.S. citizen, matter of fact. There's nobody's a U.S. citizen. You might think you're a U.S. citizen, but you are not a U.S. citizen. But yes, indeed. So that's the scoop on that, and that's how they move around in that manner. They move around like gangsters because they are pretty much gangsters. You know what? Let's cover one more article. Let's drop one more article. Let's do another article, shall we? Hold on one sec. I want to do two more, but I'm gonna do just one more. Here we go. All right, let's do this one. Let's talk about immigration. Hot topic. All right. Arizona GOP candidate says migrants given $5,000 gift cards. I have not read this article. This article came out on December 7th. So let's see what they're talking about, okay? All right. Mark Lamb, an Arizona sheriff who's running for U.S. Senate as a Republican, said he had learned that migrants crossing the border illegally were being given $5,000 prepaid Visa cards. Federal agencies denied knowledge of such a scheme, and Lamb offered no evidence to support his claim on X, formerly known as Twitter. He also did not say how widespread the alleged practice was. A $5,000 payment to each family crossing the border would cost many millions of dollars a day. A program of a scale of that large would be difficult to keep under the radar. Mark, the Pinal County sheriff, made the claim this week in a video they shared to his Senate campaign account on X. Lamb claimed that our government was holding the migrants' gift cards, cell phones, and airline tickets, handing the migrants gift cards, cell phones, and airline tickets to any domestic destination after entering the country. That's kind of weird that they'd be handing them airline tickets because they're not going to be able to board the damn thing without identification. With the whole Real ID, Act thing in effect, it would be very hard for them to do so. When these folks come across in their process, they're being given a cell phone, plane ticket to anywhere they want to go in this country, so probably to a community near you, and a $5,000 gift card, Lamb says in the video. So while this Christmas season, you're struggling to keep your lights on, while you're struggling to pay your rent, put Christmas presents under the tree for your kids, we have our government giving people who came in this country illegally $5,000 gift cards. He added, that's the truth. Listen, I would take this with a grain of salt. I don't know about this. Does it seem unbelievable? No, it's not unbelievable. I wouldn't say it's unbelievable by any stretch, but is it factual? Probably not. Why the fuck is this? This thing's acting up. Hold on one sec. We'll try to get this thing to stop acting crazy. What is going on with this thing? Weird. Whatever. All right. Yeah, so that's what I don't know about that one. Did anybody else hear anything about that? Anybody that lives in Arizona? Y'all hear anything about such? Because, I mean, you know, people say all kinds of stuff, but I don't know how true that particular one is or how believable it is at all. All right, where we at here? Jason, what's good, champ? Please explain, please. I've been wanting to denounce my citizenship for years, but now it's over $5,000 to do such and leaves one vulnerable to stateless. Well, you gotta understand or comprehend the fact that you never were really a U.S. citizen. You know what I'm saying? I would recommend getting your hands on a Black's Law Dictionary and doing some research first and looking up these definitions for these words. You know what I'm talking about? You gotta look up what that is. You gotta read the Constitution. You gotta look up what a U.S. citizen is. Look at that 14th Amendment. Get yourself a Black's Law Dictionary. Start looking up these definitions, because I promise you a lot of these definitions that you think say one thing or mean one thing, they don't. That's one thing I learned. The word state, person, all of that stuff. All of that stuff. If you renounce, what's up, Wolf? Bad Wolf in the house. What up, champ? If you renounce your citizenship, it could be done free with an affidavit, but you have to say only the 14th status and not the nationality state citizenship. There you go. The Constitution for the United States of America says we're state citizens. The people. You know what I'm saying? Now, you can create paperwork to separate you from the legal fiction. There's paperwork out there. You can put some mean paperwork in place that will be irrefutable as far as you being separated from the legal fiction. You can do that. That's what a lot of us do. You know what I'm saying? You create the right documents. It can't be debated because it's on the public record. Once the public record's out there and it hasn't been challenged within a certain amount of time, that shit is fact. California Supreme Court judge said by metaphysical refinement in examining the form of our government, it might be correctly said that there's no such thing as a citizen of the United States. There you go. Damn, the goddamn Supreme Court judge said that. You know what I mean? Your insight on Pastor Divine's take your office of father. I don't have any insight on it because I didn't listen to it. I did follow a lot of Pastor Divine stuff though, but not that particular thing. My bad. Sorry, man. Thanks, James and Lawrence. Has interesting info. I'll look more into it. Yes, sir. Good place to look, man. Go read the Redemption Manual 4.5 and then read 5.0. And that will really break everything down for you. Because people have been out here calling themselves U.S. citizens for the longest time, not knowing what a U.S. citizen. We all did before we knew what the hell was going on. You know what I'm saying? We all thought a U.S. citizen was somebody that was born in the bounds of the country, which it is not that simple. You know, look up UCC 9-307 Section H. If that don't get you asking questions, more questions, you know what I'm saying? 28, what is it? Is it 28 United States Code 3002-15A? Is it 28 or is it 32? I think it might be 28. 28 United States Code 3002-15A, I believe. Look that up, and that'll also get you asking some questions about what the U.S. even is. What is the U.S.? To be a U.S. citizen, first thing you got to know is what the U.S. is. You know, that's the first thing you got to know. What the hell is the U.S.? You'd be surprised. It might be true, but this by words is a misleading writing, trying to motivate the fight. I get it. They've long been given far more than that to the migrants. I can believe it could be possibly happening, but I don't know how true that is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for nice is stupid. Etymology. Oh, snap, great info. Thanks a lot. No doubt, man. Dred Scott case, that's another one. Yep. It is a corporation. I want the hell out of it. What if I told you were already out of it? You just didn't know how to move. You know what I'm saying? One thing you gotta really realize when you start moving around, man, is public versus private. You know, start keeping certain shit private, man. Certain stuff in the public and certain stuff needs to be in the private. When you really start to see it in that light, it really starts to make a lot more sense because everything can be filed in two different categories. And once you can file things in two different categories, it becomes a lot less stressful. You know what I mean? Public versus private type deal. The end legis is a legal person and is the 14th Amendment U.S. citizen. Used like a glove to operate in public. They're PMA for commercial contract purposes. Yep, there you go. He just broke it down for you. The 14th, not the 4th. He meant the 14th. Yeah, he meant the 14th Amendment, not the 4th. The 14th Amendment, 100%. Yes, it is indeed a legal fiction. It is basically put there so that you can operate in commerce as you choose to, because they cannot interface with living beings. The only thing they can interface with is legal fictions. There was a Supreme Court case ruling that said that. I think that's one of the things that was actually put in place to start to move stuff around. And also the Federal Reserve Act too. You know, when the Social Security Administration put in place, there's a lot of different factors that really contributed to it. You know, A6 email, he might be as kind as you was. Yeah, man, just excuse me. Just hit my email. Email's right there at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? If you want to hit me up, I definitely, you know, we can. If you need a consultation, hit me up. I can explain it to you a little better. There's one of them long, drawn out questions. Yo, listen, and this is another thing too. Please do not send me any emails that are longer than 5 sentences. If it's longer than 5 sentences, you need a consultation. If it's something I can answer for you real fast, I'd be glad to do so. But if it's something I really need to go in depth because there's so many layers to the question, you're going to have to get a consultation. So I'd be glad to talk to you for anybody that's new and wants to basically get in touch with the information. You know what I'm saying? I could take you to basically the basics, but if there's anything, you know, more advanced, I can send you to more advanced heads because I'm still learning too myself. I'm learning every day. I'll never be one of those guys who throw dirt at somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I think I know more than them or any kind of thing like that, or hate on them, or, you know, blow them up or something like that. That's just goofy to me. I'm always going to be learning, man. And that's how you got to be. You always got to be. The moment you become too intelligent to learn anything, you're a freaking fool, in my opinion. Fill your head with knowledge till your mind goes blank. Wolf was on the money with the zip code. My bank threatened to shut down my account because of my postal location. Yo, what happened, yo? What happened with how did you even open the account without a postal location? That's crazy. You gotta hit my email, Lawrence. We got some talking, man. We gotta talk about that, yo. How did you pull that off? You know what I'm saying? That's interesting, but yeah, that's fire. All right, man. Let me go ahead and drop this link in here. Yeah, I had to stop past the post office to get my trustees, man. I tell you, my trustees love me, man. They take good care of me up there. But I got my trustees some turkeys for Christmas coming up. You know, I got the three of them the three girls who are there. They every time I come in there, they make sure I get in and out. They offer great service. You know what I'm saying? They take care of me. I take care of them. And I don't give them anything for the service. I just give it to them as a thank you for their work. You know, doing a great job of being trustees for the trust to which I'm the beneficiary of. So for that particular thing, man, you know, I told them, you know, I greatly appreciate what you guys are doing for me. So, you know, as a token of my appreciation, here you go. So I got them some turkeys, you know what I'm saying? Even the head trustee, you know, take care of your trustees. Your trustees will take care of you. You know what I mean? There's the link right there if you guys want to hop in the chat and drop some bars. I'm fighting traffic tickets, no driver's license, insurance, or registration, failure to secure title from original owner. I've been against all that governance for years. It sounds like you if you move it around right, man, you at the right spot, bro. So welcome. And welcome home, man. You might want to join the Telegram group too. So go ahead and hit my email, which is at the bottom there, and join the Telegram group. And as far as the tickets and all that stuff goes, you sound like you might need a consultation. So hit me up, and I'll drop you the info on that. But in the meantime, there is the link. There's the link right there. If you guys want to hop on, you can do so. I'll be glad to let y'all on so y'all can drop any words of testimony, any questions y'all might have, or anything of that nature. We can get to it. We covered a lot of information today, man. A lot of info. You know what's crazy? When I put out the shorter videos, y'all seem to like to watch the shorter videos a lot more because I put out the little short joints and they get the most views. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to cater to my audience, and you guys seem to like the short formats a lot better. I put out 2 videos. I put out a video. Well, this was 4 minutes and 29 seconds long. So this was a short video. It was under 5 minutes. It was a short video. But I put out a video on a guy that was so this guy basically this guy, first off, this motherfucker had money because he came from AE, the United Arab Emirates or whatever, or UAE. And my man brung his Lamborghini with him, okay? My man said, I want to go to the United States of America and I want to drive my Lamborghini in the United States of America. So I am going to pay for my Lamborghini to be on a flight to the United States of America with my United Arab Emirates plates on it. Fuck your plates. And I am going to pay to have my car shipped to the United States of America. And I am going to drive my car, my motor vehicle. I'm going to drive that's what he said. I'm going to drive my motor vehicle, and he's a foreign national. I am a foreign national, and I'm going to drive my motor vehicle on your public roads. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it. He didn't say that, but this is what he was doing. So he paid to get his shit shipped all the way over here. He stayed here for a few months, and police officer pulled him over because his tags, of course, were United Arab Emirate plates. But little did he know there was actually federal paperwork that was filled out. So my man insisted on trying to overstep. My man said, you need a permit to drive there. Well, according to this federal law, to which I'm dealing with the federal government, I'm here on the federal government's watch. I don't need any of that stuff. So, I know what I'm talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. You need to have blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, I don't have it. I just got my insurance is right here. I got this, that, and the third. My man was mad. That police officer was pissed. Look, I got another call, but you need to get a permit. Like, what? My man ran away. So, that's the thing. Like, yo, these police officers so undertrained, it's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? They are horribly undertrained. Somebody left a comment on one of the videos. It takes more training to get a license to wax somebody's butthole for a profession than it does to get a gun and a badge, which is alarming. But here's the thing, like, yo, my man was over there messing with the dude. First off, the man had a Lambo, okay? Second off, this man just told you he paid to get his Lamborghini transported from the UAE to the United States of America, all right? That already should let you know you probably should fall back, because this man's probably not playing on the same set of rules you play. I mean, that's what I would think. You know what I'm saying? Then if you decide to go ahead and overstep, you might not have any more oil in the United States of America if you fuck with this guy, all right? So how about you just leave him the fuck alone before everybody has to buy an electric car because the oil's gone? That's just my opinion, but whatever. But yeah, we like both, as the info is endless. Now, as far as YouTube liking the very useful talks upon all of us with different opinions is important for the community. That's why I do these videos, man. You know what I'm saying? Because these videos are really about us getting on here, shooting the shit. You know what I'm saying? We don't get a chance. And you guys know what I've been saying. When we plugged into the matrix during the week, a lot of us have jobs, a lot of us have businesses and stuff like that. We know what's going on, but we got to assimilate and we got to use the end leisures in order to do business, right? So, you know what I'm saying? We don't get to talk to anybody about this kind of info for the most part. I got a few people who I deal with that come in every once in a while who I can actually talk to about this stuff in depth. When you're talking to people, it's got to be levels. So sometimes you can only talk about the surface level. You might only be able to talk about, certain arms that you like, or you might only be able to talk about women, or you might only be able to talk about, the football game that came on. Those are the people that you'll regularly run into out here in the matrix, but then when you run into that other dude who's plugged into, you can always tell, because he might say something like that set off your spider sense, and then y'all just go to a whole nother level of info that can be exchanged. It's always refreshing. But if you don't run across anybody like that, you get to come in and decompress. That's why I do this show, man. So it's good for us to get on here. That's for the private, bro. That's not for the public. Find your state's codes and foreign registered vehicles and non-resident registration. Yep. Your state has them. Your state is already obeying the right to travel. You're just not aware of what statutes to use it for. They're not going to tell you the statutes. Yes, the attorney general knows what statutes you can use, but they're not going to tell you. You got to find it. But even if you don't, you still have the right to do it the way you want, because at the end of the day, you're not a legal fiction. So, yeah. But there's ways to do it without having to, fight these damn assholes all the damn time. I think SD is the only South Dakota, I guess, is the only state where non-resident registration, and it's only temporary, can be done through the mail. Interesting. All right, let me go ahead and do this then. Since we got nobody jumping in the chat, I'm about to hang it up for the night. Thank y'all for tuning in. You already know how we do, man. It is A6 to 4 National Born Natural. Appreciate you guys for coming through, man. We got more information coming this coming week. Keep your eyes open of everything that's happening, man. We will be touching bases. If you liked it, if you're new here and you would like to get on the Telegram group, please hit my email and I'll be glad to add you to the Telegram. If you're from Maryland and you want to be added to the, because I have a private Maryland group as well, go ahead and hit me up and we can get on there. I will have to vet you though, because those nationals, I've met all those people face to face. So you will be vetted before I enter you inside the Maryland group. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Again, thank you guys. Take care of your business, handle your business for your business handles you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And always remember that the path to bravery is through our freedom. There is no knowledge that is not power. So get out there and learn and be powerful. So with that said, take it easy. I'm out. Peace.